Nope. But are we streaming? Please, please just let me know. I need to know so I know if I can go on. Because I thought I was streaming most of yesterday and I wasn't. It is back up? Okay, cool. Thank you. Nope. I wish my phone was better at seeing the stream so I could like keep track of it. But yeah, but I was saying something. Shoot. Dance Dance Revolution. Shining Polaris is the song that will teach you how to DDR good, because it's got the main sequence that you, or the main pattern that you usually get in DDR songs, but the entire thing is held notes, so you can't go back to the center. So if you can master that song, then it essentially gives you like all the skill you need to move on afterwards. So yeah, there's DDR advice for you. You know, for how much I love video games, I really have like a very particular set of skills when it comes to video games, because like, you know, Dance Dance Revolution and Minesweeper. That's what I'm good at. I'm good at watching other people play video games and telling them what they've missed and what they should do when they get stuck in a puzzle. Because, you know, I grew up with a family that we all played video games together, so I watched so many more video games than I played. So I'm still not especially good at playing video games, but I really enjoy them. And I mean, I have a lot of fun playing video games, you know, now that I'm an adult and I've got my own game systems and my own house to play them in and everything. But I'm not very good at them. I've been playing Breath of the Wild now, which, you know, I watched Andrew play that when it came out, because we both lived in my dad's basement at that point. So, you know, I watched Andrew play Breath of the Wild, and, like, you know, it was really fun, and I'd help, like, oh, you need to do this on the puzzle, and, you know, it was a cool adventure to do. But now I'm actually playing it myself, and for some reason, when I have that controller in my hand, I have no idea what to do with the puzzles. Like, I can watch someone do it and be like, oh, how could you miss this? It's so obvious. But now that I am the one in control, I just get stuck immediately on everything. So, I mean, it's been a fun experience, but I've been playing I started it up while in quarantine, and I'm not far. I still haven't like gone to any of the actual dungeons and fought any of the bosses yet. I'm just kind of running around and getting shrines. I got a very big horse, and I was very proud of myself. I tracked him down and I couldn't catch him, and then I went back and made a bunch of stamina potions so I could keep replenishing my stamina and catch the horse. And then it took me, like, I'm not even joking, it took me like 2 hours to get him to a what are they called? To a stable so I could register him. But I was very scared of losing him. But I got very, very lost. I had no idea where I was when I found this horse. So I got just like incredibly lost trying to get back to the stable with him, and like I fell through a hole in the ground, and like he fell into the river, and then, you know, I followed him all the way to the shore, but he got stuck on this weird rock ledge where he couldn't actually get up. But I couldn't move the horse, and I couldn't call to him because he wasn't registered yet. And I just sat there for like 30 minutes going, if I go back to a previous save point, will I still have the horse? And I really didn't. I just like paralyzed me for a bit. I just did not want to lose my horse. But I did go back to the save point, and I did get my horse. And now I have just a very big horse, and it's wonderful. So I'm enjoying my time with it. I'm just not I'm just not especially good at it. Although Brittany's game playing abilities, there's just something about Brittany, I'm not sure what it is, but if there is a glitch in a game, she will find it. She will just stumble across every game-breaking everything in any game ever. So watching her play a game is just phenomenal, because, you know, she'll be playing a game that you played hundreds and hundreds of hours of as a kid and never once broke it. And 5 minutes in, she's like, am I supposed to be able to move my character now, or am I just stuck here forever? And you're like, well, I guess you're stuck here forever. I guess you found a new Sonic Adventure glitch that was previously unknown. It's truly incredible. We were playing Reignited Trilogy, because Brittany's really, really into Spyro. That was her childhood game that she put hundreds of hours into. So we were playing the Reignited Trilogy before they did all of the patches, because, I mean, to be fair, when that game released, it probably was not the condition that they wanted it to be in for release, but, you know, at that point, what could they do about it? You know, they'd already set a schedule and pushed it back once, and everyone was getting impatient with it. I know, you would think they would, like, I don't know, like, I feel like when they do play testing of games, they're not just letting people play the games, you know? They kind of, well, and especially now that DLC is a thing that can happen, I feel like they just release the game just knowing it doesn't have any huge noticeable game-breaking bugs, but if there's anything that people find, they can just fix it later. So they kind of let the people who are the most excited to play this game, who pre-order it and are, you know, ready to go the moment it comes out, they let them be their alpha testers, which, I mean, is smart and makes sense from a business perspective, but also, you know, it can make, well, like with things like the Spyro Reignited Trilogy that everyone was so excited for and everyone played like on release weekend, and there were so many game-breaking glitches in it that it was just ludicrous. And I mean, I think Brittany got soft locked out of the game like a good dozen times. Like, there really are just like a ton of very, very large game-breaking problems, or at least there were when it was released. I know they've done like a couple update patches, but haven't played it in a long while. Exactly. You need to hire people who have fun with games and play them the way players are going to play to be your playtesters. Which is, I guess, part of why it's smart to have, you know, kind of hold off on your, or on a lot of your, sorry, I'm trying to figure out exactly what the fur patternings are on this. I think the snout is white. Why did I turn you to multiply? Fool that I am. Okay. I think the snout's white. Not quite. And this is the part where I was like, I'll probably have to change the mouth shape later, because if this don't look good with the coloring on it, then they need to do something about it, you know? But yeah, I feel like playtesting or alpha testing should be like a bigger industry, I guess, but also if they can get away with just a complete enough game on release and then just fix it as it goes, then that makes the most financial sense to a company to do it that way. So I understand it. It just really infuriates me when you've been waiting months and months and months for a game, and you're super, super excited, and then it comes out and there's a ton of game-breaking glitches in it. But I also, like, I don't blame the programmers for that almost ever, because the way the AAA gaming world is right now, and how much it prioritizes constant releases and, you know, minimal expenses and freaking DLC and microtransactions and all that, just does not make a good environment for making like a passion project type of game, you know? So I think a lot of times programmers are really, really trying their best to get a good game out, and then the company they work for is just like, oh yeah, by the way, it's releasing next week now. We have to beat the whatever thing's announcement time, so just finish it, you know? And that's gotta just really, really stink. Having a game that you've worked on for so long, like the people who worked on Sonic 06, you know, they knew that wasn't a finished game, but what were they supposed to do? Be like, no, just don't release it, you know? They have no say over that. They're just the programmers. So they did what they could to make it technically playable, and just had to watch it go out there. And, you know, now their names are on that. They're, you know, it's on their portfolio, like, oh yeah, I did the texture design for Sonic 06. And they're like, Sonic 06, the one with no completed textures? And they're like, well, yes, but hear me out. I tried, you know? It's crap for everyone involved, I think. Okay, I think that's looking pretty good. Let's nope. Let's just move you out of here and make you not a clipping mask, because I want to also add in... No, I said no clipping mask. Stop. Okay. Let's try getting a little yellower in here. Not that much. Yeah, there we go. Oh, this is looking so cute. Okay. Now for eyes and nose. We'll fix those later. For right now, they're just gonna be very, very dead-eyed while I finish the flat colors here. And I'll be thinking about how I want to finish it up. Oh, you know what, this one here, I think I also want to have this little bit here be that color. Nope, I'll do that. Okay, I'll just color you in by hand if you're gonna play that way. Okay, let's see. I don't like this color. But is it just in comparison to the other ones, or do I just not like it at all? I think that's fine, actually. Okay. Cool. And now we've got a zipper color, which is actually, I guess, kind of the same. I just realized this is a hole here, which means we need to show what's underneath it. So we have this tiny little bit here, and that'll just make it pop that much more. Small details are just really, really important. I know I say everything's important, but everything is important. All of the elements have to come together for a completed picture to look right. Okay, let me try doing not quite. You know, that somehow looks even more terrifying than just soulless black guys. It's very spoopy. Okay, we're actually going to screen this so I can be sure that I get shapes I want, and then I can mess with color. And one more just because I know I'm going to need it. Well, let's mess with values. I got shapes I like. And this one especially, I want it to be more yellow. Yeah. Yeah, that's looking good. Okay. Good, I think that's... let's try making this one a little bluer, see if that... Yeah, that adds in a really nice depth to it. Okay. Okay. And then I'm gonna just erase that little bit there. All right, we got us some eyes. Just add shading onto the nose here real quick. Do raccoons have whiskers? I feel like they do, but there aren't any on the reference picture, so I'm not gonna add any in. Mask. How do I want to go about doing this? So I feel like we need just like a little bit of a shading in there. Maybe a little blurred out. Kind of a bit. That looks weird. It looks weird to blur some parts but not others when you do two-tone shading. How to make this look like shading and not like a little terrifying that's gonna be. Okay, I think if I blur out just the top here and then have the bottom kind of shape itself out. I think that might work well. Okay, let's keep that for now and then keep shading and decide. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to fill in the ears. It's gonna be really hard to shade them if they're not filled in. Like you look. So I know this color looks bad, but it's very visible. So I'm using it just to get my my shapes in while I get the shape in mode in my brain, and then I'll mess with the colors later. Because it's hard for me to figure colors out when the shape's wrong, because I focus on shape first in my head. So that's why it's okay that it looks like crap right now. I like doing this type of shading. It's really detailed kind of shape work. It just really helps get your kind of faux 3D going. Faux 3D is one of those things I'd like to think I'm decent at. Especially since in animation terms, or not terms, but in my animation work, before I started doing more frame by frame drawing oriented stuff, I was doing more model based work. Really my specialty in that is, well, I guess I still do that like for the odd job here and there, but one of my specialties in that is faux 3D shaping, using 2D models and objects. So I've kind of trained myself to look for and be able to do like good faux 3Ding on things that are not 3D. I'm very, very bad at 3D modeling. I can't think in 3D, but I can think in this 2D shape. Were it a 3D shape, how would it be shaded? How would it move? How would it look? And I guess in that sense, my a lot of the work I've done in vector animation has actually really helped with my my chibiing. So that's nice. It's nice to be able to look at a thing that you've worked on and go, oh, it was worth developing that skill. I am using it. Okay, good. Because there are a lot of things that I look at and go, well, I sure did learn a lot about chemistry. Why'd I do that? I will never, ever use that in my day-to-day life. Okay, let's see if... It kind of looks more like blush than it does shading, and that's really not what I'm going for. Yeah, I think we're just gonna leave it be. Yeah, or this bit's not doing what I need it to right now. When I was in college, I was required to take an ethics class, and I'm just really not sure why. Because, like, first of all, it didn't really teach me very much. Like, as a class, it was more about just like, here are what people think about ethics. Which of them is correct? I don't know. It's up to you. It's a matter of personal opinion. Woo. Like, why'd you just spend like an entire semester teaching me something that's entirely subjective? Like, and it was a required class. Like, what is the point of that? I don't understand. Like, at least the chemistry stuff I have in my brain somewhere, just like, use me. This is important information. Like, that was a class I chose to take because chemistry sounded interesting and I needed an elective. Like, that is on me. That is useless information I chose to put into my brain. The difference between... See, I don't even know. I don't even remember anything from my ethics class because it was so, like, why? I don't know, maybe I would use that information, though, if I had actually applied myself to learning ethics. I just don't understand having it as a requirement. I don't know, I feel like most of the things we were taught in that class, like, oh, humans are inherently selfish, according to some people, but according to other people, they're inherently selfless. Food for thought, huh? Like, that's just things that people just think on a normal day-to-day, isn't it? Like, why did I need an entire class to tell me that some people think things and some people think different things? You know? Like, I don't know. I think maybe I just missed the entire point of the class. But it was not the class for me.